Shabbat Shalom, family. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. I have in the past done lives on the fake nurse degrees, and we know a lot of these foreigners, especially from Africa, are coming over here declaring themselves smarter than everybody, and come to find out their degrees are fake. I guess that must just be a Gentile thing because they are the biggest ones involved in these scandals. And it's dangerous. You or your loved ones can go into the hospital and you may be taken care of by a nurse that is lying about their credentials. It's not just the nurses, y'all. They said a lot of these doctors, these foreign doctors, many of them are not real doctors. They buy credentials and then pass it off as real. So, it creates a very dangerous thing when you go in the hospital and you're looking for care and treatment for whatever's ailing you. You expect the people that are treating you to be legitimately licensed and have all their certifications in order, you know? But this is, because I know the UK, not only are they finding these Nigerians lying about their credentials, they're deporting them too. But see, if you were really on top of your game here in this country, you would have caught this a long time ago. This has been going on, y'all, probably for decades. And they're still catching these fake degrees out here in 2026. It's still, and you're going to find the fake ones in 2027 and beyond. So it has not gotten better. They are still trying to find these people and get rid of them. So it must be a difficult task because they can't seem to get it done quickly. So let me go ahead and share my screen. It don't tend to be us. One thing, you can say what you want about our people. One thing we don't do, you don't find us with a lot of fake degrees and fake stuff. It might be some, but a lot of times it's overwhelmingly foreign people that do this. Absolutely. Please give me a one if you can see my screen. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, Operation Nightingale, just for background, was a federal enforcement action. It uncovered a large scale nursing diploma scheme involving several Florida based schools. So, between the years of 2016 and 2021, these schools issued thousands of fraudulent diplomas and transcripts, reportedly over 7,000. So
Wow.
so that allowed these individuals to qualify for the licensure board exam, which we call the NCLEX in nursing, and without completing the required education. So that's red flag number one right there.
Yeah.
Um, what makes this especially significant is that many of these individuals were still able to sit for the board exam. They were able to become licensed, and then they were able to enter the workforce across multiple states. So while this is viewed from the outside looking in as like a fraud case, what it really exposed from my point of view are the significant gaps in how credentials are verified across the healthcare system. License revoked, fake degree, no clinical, no classroom, no excuses. Connecticut's nursing board just revoked another nursing license tied to the Operation Nightingale fake diploma scheme. So the nurse is Abiola Fagbomakin, and here's what officials found. He submitted falsified documents and transcripts claiming he completed a bridge LPN to RN program at Azure College in Florida. That program never existed. Connecticut's Department of Public Health presented the evidence at a hearing. The director of admissions at Azure College admitted issuing fake diplomas and transcripts between 2017 and 2025 and specifically identified this particular person on the list of recipients. So, as a result, the Board of Examiners for Nursing revoked his license, meaning he can no longer practice in Connecticut. So this is a part of a larger federal scandal that I've repeatedly reported on, known as Operation Nightingale, where dozens of Florida for-profit nursing schools issued fraudulent nursing degrees without required classroom or clinical hours. Federal investigators say as many as 7,000 nurses nationwide could face discipline, and in Connecticut, nearly 100 nurses have already surrendered or lost licenses tied to this scheme. Remember, passing the NCLEX doesn't excuse the fraud if the degree used to qualify for the exam was fake. So this isn't a paperwork glitch. This is fake education enabling practice without training, and the board is revoking licenses to protect patients and uphold professional standards.
Operation Nightingale continues. Do you all remember Operation Nightingale, the investigation about the fake schools in Florida who were selling degrees and diploma to people who wanted to become nurses but didn't have the time or the integrity to go to school and earn a degree the old-fashioned way? They just wanted to go to the head of the class and go straight to taking the NCLEX. Well, baby, as recent as December 2025, they have been getting convictions. So if you are an LPN or RN anywhere in the US and you went to any of these schools in my description, you're not safe, baby. You need to check out the schools in the description because if you went to any of those schools, you're going to be investigated. They're coming for you. Hey, Nurse Nightingale.
Say I told you so, but come on. How long now have I been saying what the hell is going on in Florida? With Florida nurses, with Florida nursing. And for 3 years I've been posting these scam alerts. I just posted this one 3 days ago. Well, guess what? Today they finally announced that there has been an undercover $114 million scheme to sell fake nursing transcripts and diplomas. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the Office of the Inspector General, released this today. It's been undercover since 2019. It's known as Operation Nightingale. 7,600 fake diplomas and transcripts have been sold, dating back to 2016, from 2016 to 2021. Here's the kicker. A third of them passed the NCLEX. 2,400 nurses currently in practice throughout potentially the United States.
Very layered investigation, one authorities dubbed Operation Nightingale after legendary nurse Florence Nightingale. More than 24 suspects face charges for selling thousands of fake nursing diplomas. Expect.
Okay. I don't know what's going on because when I play this thing back to myself, there's always sound, but when I upload it onto here, it's some videos have sound, some don't. It's really weird. So anyway, y'all, the bottom line is these folks are spread out across different states, working at different medical facilities, and no, they have not all been caught. Yes, they did catch some of them, but not all of them. There's a lot of them that still get up and go in these hospitals and these medical centers, and they don't have the credentials to be there. And you heard the name Absola or Abalola. That is not a name that we give our children. You know that's a foreigner. That's a foreigner. So anyway, the one they caught up in Connecticut, that's a foreigner. And yeah, so they pay $15,000, they get a fake nursing degree and transcripts. And I'm sure they give them the answer to the NCLEX, the testing they have to do to get their license in nursing. They probably give them all the answers. That's why so many of them can pass it. But the bottom line is, y'all, they still didn't reel all of these fake degree nurses in. Many of them are still out here practicing every single day. And, I'm at the point, if I get hospitalized, I don't want to hear no funny talking nurse in my room, because they are the biggest ones with these fake degrees. And I heard with these Africans, it's not just nursing. A lot of these doctors are fake. A lot, especially East Indians. They sell doctor credentials before they come over here, and then they set up practices. And y'all, that guess they figure they come from a foreign land. You really it's going to be difficult to check them out. Not really, you know. And a lot of these Nigerians that claim they're engineers, a lot of those engineer degrees are fake, from what I understand. Even those are fraudulent. So, it makes me laugh because all of these people, East Indians, Nigerians, will come over here and act like they are just so much better than us, and they're smarter than us, and they, look down on us, and their stuff is fake. It's fake. Unbelievable. Antithesis, thank you so much. Outcha supporting. Thank you so much for your support for my channel. And Quantum Solace, the education of the world is foolish in the eyes of the Most High Yah. First Corinthians 3, verse 19, he catches the foolish in their own craftiness. Yes, he does. Absolutely. And thank you for your support from my channel. Yeah, you know, the sad part is it makes me think, because I've been around many of these foreign nurses, and I'm sure many of you have, and it makes me think how many of them were legit, how many were fake. I have to wonder in the back of my mind. Mhm. Yeah, and they have these fake degrees, Nina, where you said, "I had a horrible experience." Yeah, because many of them don't like us. That's why I don't want care from them. I don't want them caring for me, because I know a lot of it, they have microaggressions just like these white people. And no, I don't want any care from African nurses that don't like us, that got a problem with us. I don't want any care from them. All right, hold on. Astarte Jones, you said back in the 80s, I knew an Asian girl who made her money by taking the tests for doctors. That was before you had to show ID to take the test. Oh, yeah, I would not be surprised about that. Yeah. Yeah, it would be the Asians too. Yeah, they're so butt sore now that they can't get into college, and, they want us to now help them in their fight, because they can't get in. And see, you fought against affirmative action, and affirmative action was helping a lot of Asians. But now, see, your reason was black people were taking spots that shoulda went to Asians. See, that was your fight. You can't come to the same people that you insulted and now look for help. Now you Asians, you fight the system all by yourself now. That's just what we have to tell the Latinos too. You talked all that crap about us being all racist and everything. Now that you're being deported, you fight the system all by yourself. We're not putting the cape on for all of you folks. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, it is what it is, but see, this is America's fault for making it so easy for people to scam the system. So, y'all made it easy for them to come over here and scam the system. So, now you deal with all of these folks in these hospitals and in these high positions with these fake credentials. Y'all deal with it now. So, I pray that many of you end up with these fake doctors. Since you always have a problem with us, I hope these fake doctors and nurses are the ones that are treating you. Since all of you groups got a problem with us, maybe you should have these fake nurses and doctors. I'm just saying. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. I do have our Bible study, which is coming up at 1:45. And the gas prices have miraculously surged ahead of the holiday weekend. And, this won't be the only time when the 4th of July comes. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to jack up the prices before the weekend. But I'm looking forward to the 4th this year because they're having that big party in Washington, D.C. for the 250th anniversary of America. Donald Trump is hosting some big old parade and party and everything going on down there in DC. And I pray that nobody shows up. Pray nobody shows up. So we will see. I am kind of looking forward to that just to see what kind of crowds are going to go to the 4th of July because there's a lot of people, including Donald Trump's own people, that are butt sore with him right now over all of the inflation, the war, the gas prices. Many of them are feeling the pain too. It's not just us. So that will be interesting. So that'll be on the 4th of July this year. So, y'all, I am going to conclude. And those of you that will be at Bible study, I will see you there. And those of you that will not be there, have a wonderful afternoon. Shalom, family.